Hello, what is up guys? Evildoer here today, back with another Black Desert video. So for those of you that didn't know, Pearl Abyss came out with a ton of information about the future of Black Desert this past weekend. So you have like new regions coming out, tons of free stuff, tons of giveaways, tons of awesome stuff came out this weekend, and yeah, we're going to be summarizing it in today's video. So I know a lot of people already covered this stuff. I'm going to try and get through it pretty quickly here for you, because if you're like me, you don't got 2 hours to watch this whole video series here. As I do every single time one of these little roadmap video things come out, I'll tell you the different points in the video, we'll go ahead and jump to them and show you all the important stuff, that way you don't miss anything. And as always, I'll link my notes with timestamps as to where in the video they come up and talk about these different topics down below as well. But yeah, I don't want to eat any more of your time up with intro here. Quickly before we get into it though, if you're new to my channel, new to Black Desert, or you've been watching videos on this channel and still have not subscribed yet, please consider it. It helps to grow my channel, you stay up to date with new content, and we both win. And without further ado, let's get into it and start off with the thing that you really all want right at the start, and that's the codes that have been released with this. So there are 2 codes that came with this event series here. And the first is Thanks Be to FEST-A 2023. This thing comes with 3 outfit boxes. 3 outfit boxes. 3 of them. 2,000 Cron stones. Jay's Hammer of Loyalty for your free pen attempt there. Advice of Valks at 150. This is going to go good with another event that's going on for login stuff that gives you Origins of Dark Hunger plus another 2,000 Crown stones. And then we have a second code here, FEST-AQUI-ZPRE-SENT. And for this code, you're going to get a bunch of upgrade stuff here as well. So we have 2 codes that we can use. To use these, all you do is highlight, Control-C, jump in game, press the escape key on the keyboard, adventure support down at the bottom, redeem coupon code, click right here, paste, use, and it will be posted in there. I'll put both of these codes down in the description below so you can just copy paste them. To redeem the items though, press the B key on the keyboard and you will see all of the different items hanging out in here. So they're all kind of just sitting here. Jace Hammers, Loyalties, Cron Stones, all those different things. And then I mentioned a second ago, but there are additional login rewards. So under the reward tab, login reward, we'll see FEST-A rewards that are giving you tons of Cron Stones, Origins of Dark Hunger, which can be used to pump a fail stack up to 230. I've got a separate video on these as well if you don't know how to use them. Shikaju's boxes, Artisan Memories, there's tons of stuff, man, tons of stuff. Now, the second most important thing from this is the free Dream Horse that you're gonna get. Yeah, that's right, you get a free Dream Horse from this event. As you may remember, under the Y key for the Challenges tab here, we had this thing right here, Vipko's Rocking Horse. Make sure to claim this thing onto your character, and when you claim this thing, starting tomorrow, July 5th, you're gonna get another item, Vipko's Calling Horn, that you can use to select which Dream Horse you want, any one of the 3. You won't be able to sell it on the central marketplace, so that's a little sad, but you do get a Dream Horse out of this. So for those of you that have been trying for a while, haven't gotten your Dream Horse to go, or if you're trying to get a tier 10, but you can't get one of the 2 different horses that you need or something like that, now is the opportunity to get it. Free Dream Horse right here. In the patch notes video, I'll show you how to use this thing, so I'm just gonna claim it from now. Also note that if you don't want another Dream Horse, you can get this Mythical Sensor ×5 instead. So for those of you that are all capped out on horses, you still get something from this. Now moving on into the video itself, the first announcement that came was around the 8-minute mark, and that is the Doom tier 10 horse that you can get. So Blue Flames, it's got an attack ability like that, and you can also use it to summon 3 Doom horses for your friends that they can all ride as well. So getting a tier 10 Doom horse has a ton of cool stuff, a new attack ability, longer sprint, and you can get them for your friends. Now around the 13-minute and 50-second mark, they start talking about additional stuff for horse trainers and people that do horse enhancing type stuff. More mythical feathers will be available, so you'll be able to upgrade your tier 10 horses a bit easier. And there's going to also be a fail stack system added for the tier 10 horses now. So a lot of stuff coming out related to horses. It's going to start July 12th in Korea, and it'll roll out in other regions after. And then around the 17-minute mark, they announced one last thing relative to horses, and that is a stall for all of your tier 10 horses. So if you have multiple tier 10 horses, you can swap between them freely using this stall feature that'll be added in. So like if you want to cross the water, you can swap to the water crossing horse. If you want to go through, like, I don't know, flying off a cliff, you can switch to the Pegasus flying one. Up to you. Also, one more thing, around the 20-minute mark, they have a highlight of the new flying skill for the tier 10 Pegasus horse as well. So they showed a couple of times here. You can fly a little bit further with this new ability here on the horse. And not to be outdone by the special fly ability, the Dino horse, when you take it up to tier 10, will also have the ability to run on horse for a little bit longer as well, starting on July 12th in Korea. So buffs, I guess, to the other tier 10 horses that already exist in the game. Now the 22-minute mark is where they start talking about the free tier 9 horse for everybody, so you'll be able to get a free Dream Horse starting on July 5th. Again, you need to redeem that free Rocking Horse in the Challenges menu that I showed you a few minutes ago. You'll be able to pick from any one of the 3 horses, so either the Pegasus, the Doom Horse, or the Dino Horse. And you can either choose male or female, depending on which one you need for your tier 10 advancement. At the 27-minute mark, we start talking about console changes that are going to be coming. So July 26th, console is going to be getting the Land of Morning Light. It is releasing before the winter region. The winter region's not quite ready yet, but they want to give you the land of morning light so you can experience that whole new realm. So that's pretty exciting for console players. There's also some more console stuff that comes up later, so be on the lookout for that. Then they do a couple little bits about how they're going to work on more console content, and they're trying to pick it up, and blah, 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 blah. 31-minute mark, we start getting into content for grinding areas, and the first one they talk about is this Dekia's Lantern item. So using this item is going to cause mobs to constantly respawn at any given location. The any given locations right now are Ash Forest, Olin's Valley, as well as the Calpheon Cyclops Zone. These zones are pretty high gear score. We're looking at 700 gear score plus, and essentially what they do is allow you to constantly spawn mobs, fight them, and essentially make it a little bit easier of a grind over there, or I guess a little more efficient of a grind. Mobs that are buffed in this way can drop the Deboreka Earring in Olin's Valley. The Calpheon Cyclops Zone mobs are going to drop the Dawn's Earring, and this update will be coming July 19th to Korea and shortly to the rest of the world. So this little graphic is them showing and talking about how they're going to add the Deboreka accessories with these different drops and blah, 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 blah. Next up, at the 39-minute and 40-second mark, we have a preview of the next region coming to Black Desert. So this new region is releasing in Korea August 9th, and it is a 700 gear score zone. So pretty high gear score to be playing in this one, far more than I've got. I think I'm sitting at like 640. Now at the 42-minute mark, they show some highlights of combat in this region, so you can watch through those if you'd like to see what it's going to be like. Some of the cool things that are dropping from this region that you don't get from anywhere else. First of all, Origins of Dark Hunger can be dropped from this region. They can also be sold on the central marketplace. Again, for those of you that don't know what Origins of Dark Hunger are, they allow you to bump up a fail stack up to 230 typically with the event ones. However, the ones that drop from this region will allow you to bump a fail stack up to 300 for your upgrades. So that's pretty cool. If you're pushing for some gear upgrades, it'll be pretty nice to be able to bump up those fail stacks, or as an alternate money stream that you can sell to other players that are trying to bump theirs up. So pretty cool with that. We'll see what the drop rates are like on it. So this is a little snip of when they were announcing that, saying how the Origins of Dark Hunger are going to be dropping. And then one more thing that I can't seem to find a snip of it in the video is that they're unlocking a new item, the Telescope. This item will allow you to teleport to a friend or to a guild member anywhere on the map. It's a new treasure item that'll be dropping in this area. Now at the 52-minute and 10-second mark, we have probably one of the biggest announcements in this whole thing, and I guess there's a ton of big announcements. One of the biggest ones is that the infinite HP and mana pots are going to be able to be put into your family inventories. They'll be able to be used by any character in your family from the family inventory, and they can be accessed by the fairy from the family inventory, which essentially means you only ever need one set of HP and mana pots for your entire account, which is amazing. Super, super useful. Some people have been grinding multiples so they could have it on their alternate characters so they didn't have to transfer it between storages. None of that anymore. It's going in the family inventory, and it is sorted. Fantastic quality of life improvement there. And if you're one of the people that farmed out an extra one, or if you want to continue farming out extra ones, you'll be able to sell your mana pot or HP pot on the central market to other players. So that's an item that'll be able to be sold. It's fantastic, super, super awesome quality of life improvement there. And then I guess also one more thing that I forgot to mention at the end of the previous section, they announced that the next Fallen God armor piece, or Fallen God equivalent armor piece, will be coming out. They're going to be the shoes, Ator's shoes. Now at the 57-minute mark, we start talking about the new Asian region crossover node war competition. Doesn't really apply to my audience, but if you play on the Asian servers, I guess it's something cool to look forward to. But since I do cover NAEU, our big exciting thing, and I guess this is for all regions as well, not just NAEU, is going to be the War of Roses. So they got a little cutscene thing that'll play on this one. I don't want to play the full cutscene because I don't want to get in trouble, you know. But essentially what this is going to be is a massive scale war between Odalita as well as Camisylvia. Now at the 1 hour, 7 minute, and 42-second mark here, they show a map of this kind of region war that's going to be going on here. To give you an overview of how this works, 300 versus 300. You're going to apply to get into the war, a main guild will be selected to kind of orchestrate the situation for each side, and then you'll be entered into battle. So you apply to it, it's randomly selected, it's not just somebody picks their favorite friends to go doing this. Randomly selected based on the people that apply to get into this war here. 300 versus 300. The map looks like it's showing naval-based combat, which is pretty sick. I don't know if there was an exact mention in it. I didn't see it in the subtitles, but maybe I missed it. Anyway, they're showing naval-based combat, so all the people that have been wanting naval content for like Guild War type stuff, that's going to be something pretty exciting. I certainly hope it's released with that. But essentially the way this one is going to work, 300 versus 300, 600 total people. It's going to happen every 2 weeks, and it's launching August 26th in Korea. A bit later on, at the hour and 11-minute mark, they start showing the kind of mini-map that the commander of the region gets to see. So as the commander, or the one in charge of the battle itself for your side that you're chosen, you'll be able to see kind of like your units in an overview type situation, can direct and send orders from the map, and it kind of turns into like a real-time strategy game for the commander, where everybody else is kind of actually partaking in a full-on battle. So kind of a little neat system. I'm excited to see how it works. If we jump back to the map, or one of the map scenes here, essentially you'll fight for control of these different territories, advance towards the main capital region, getting different buffs or nerfs or whatnot for the competitors based on what you take, and ultimately try and siege the castle. There's a new castle being added in the Camisylvia region to assist in this or be a part of this content. So yeah, all in all, super cool little update if you're into the PvP world. Speaking of PvP, at the hour and 17-minute mark, we get our next season with Arena of Solaire, and that'll be launching on July 19th. There's going to be a new map from the new region, Land of Morning Light. So if you do like Arena of Solaire, something to look forward to. They also add a couple more PvP changes. So some of the gimmicks out of PvP, like using a map to escape, or using the escape function, or using your emergency escape and the switching characters, those things are being removed from the game or nerfed such that you can't use them anymore. So I guess that's a little disappointing for some PvE players that don't like getting ganked, but I guess it'll improve the overall experience of PvP a bit. At the hour and 22-minute mark, we get some preview footage here of the Maegu and its awakening. So pretty exciting here. I know a lot of people have been waiting for it. You got two of these little fans that are going to pop out here in a second, and you use them for combat and a whole bunch of different abilities. If I skip ahead to the action a little bit, you can see some of the moves and whatnot going here in the background. So again, this releases on July 5th. Themed around the fox spirit. You also got a bunch of little skills, mobility. Looks pretty cool to me. Now, in addition to the Maegu Awakening, the Ninja, Kunoichi, as well as Succession Nova are going to be getting some changes as well to some of their skins. So they showed some footage of the Awakened Ninja. Pretty exciting, some cool little animation skills and whatnot that are coming with that. At the hour 33-minute and 45-second section here, we get a new boss, or some footage of a new boss that'll be coming from the Black Shrine content. For those of you that don't know what the Black Shrine content is, it's this icon up at the top of your screen right here. So we'll get a new boss to fight with that. They show a little footage of a Maegu fighting against it, so you've got like an altar in the middle, and then the thing keeps like fighting you in the middle. So neat, I guess, if you want to play some more of that content. Now, additional stuff coming with the Black Shrine. They're going to add a buff to the entire server when somebody beats a Calamity 7 difficulty boss. That buff is either AP, DP, or a drop rate buff to everybody on the server. Also, there'll be additional difficulties coming all the way up through level 10, and those buffs will scale as you complete further and further difficulties. Now, at the hour and 40 mark, we start getting into naval-based content, and some of the cool changes here are of note. Currents are being removed from the naval content, so you don't have to worry about fighting the current anymore while sailing. Only thing that's going to impact you is going to be the wind. There's going to be buffs to the silver income from bartering, so that'll be niceful. A new slot is being added, the First Mate Sailor, that's going to provide you buffs to your ship itself, so things like bonus stats or modifications to the ship skills like breezy sails working more effectively or something like that. Now around the hour and 43-minute mark, they start talking about new things you can fight in the waters, so things like this new flying fish boss that I can't seem to find. There it is right there. As well as mobs that are going to take up to 10 ships to sink. So you'll have some extra naval content to do with all of your friends if you're out there into that sort of thing. Now here at the hour and 45-minute mark, we have the new guild galley being announced. You can see the old guild galley down there, as well as the new one. This thing is going to be huge. So new guild galley that you can unlock with your friends. Also has some cool features. So there's a mini game that you can play in the hull of the ship. 8 people can play this mini game. It's a rowing mini game. Completing the rowing mini game helps the boat to go faster, so a little bit of role-playing action for you there. You can be one of the oarmen on the boat, or whatever that position would be called. The hour and 48-minute mark, we start getting into quality of life type improvements, and the first one is an inventory sorting function. So you can see this icon in the top right corner. This inventory function will allow you to kind of striate your inventory into different types of items. So you can see it's got crystals, enhancement materials, random scrolls, potions, and consumables. It'll make it a little bit easier to find stuff in your inventory. This is not the default, it's just an option that you can select. A little bit further on, they also talk about a new item coming for new players called the Novice Bag. It's just an extra inventory slot where you can just dump a bunch of crap that you don't know what to do with. One of the most common complaints on my videos and live streams is, what do I do with this item? This is somewhere where you can just put all those different things that you don't know what to do with them yet, and take them out when you realize what they're good for. So kind of useful, I guess, although it kind of just amounts to an additional 16 slots of inventory, or 30 slots, or whatever that number ends up becoming when it releases. Now, looking more long-term, they also mentioned that they're going to try to reduce the number of items in the game so that it's a bit easier to figure out what you need to do with them. Now, the hour and 53-minute mark, we start talking about life skill stuff, and specifically this new gathering item slot. You'll be able to select and slot all of your different gathering items into this new system. Kind of similar to the Liana's tool bag, but not exactly the same. It's also going to let you slot matchlocks as well as fishing rods. So those two items will no longer take off your main weapon when you put them on. Super convenient, nice boost to convenience for people that like to do life skilling. You'll also be able to continue life skilling even if your tool breaks with a reduced efficiency. And they're looking for a September release with this, so that's pretty cool. Now at the hour and 56-minute mark, they start talking about pets, specifically that pet levels are being removed. That is levels, not tiers. So your tier is still the same. It'll still be a tier 4, tier 3, tier 2, tier 1. But the level is going away, so there's no need to level up your pets from 1 to 10 anymore. They're just going to get the buffs as though they were level 10, which is nice, I guess. A little bit further on in the same section here, at the hour, 56-minute, and 50-second mark, they start talking about how node levels will not be reset when you uninvest from a node. So that's kind of useful. If you're like me and swap your node network around quite a bit, you can take your points out, and if you need them back, your node level will be retained. Then at the 2-hour mark, right on the dot, they start getting back into console stuff. So there's going to be a new quest for console players. That quest is going to be similar to the Magnus Questline's rewards, but it is not the Magnus Questline. As a console player, you'll complete that questline, and it will allow you to link all of your storages between all of the cities, which is a huge quality of life improvement, as well as unlock the Magnus skill for all the different classes that have it available now. So a new skill for all of the console players and all their stuff, which is exciting, as well as the ability to link your storages. 2 huge quality of life improvements for console. In addition to both of those things, console's also getting a new ring menu that you can put different skills and stuff on that you previously wouldn't have been able to put on the current ring menu. Now, at the 2-hour and 2-minute mark, we get a new event here, this underwater thing that's coming this summer. So this event has tortoise and hare-themed events. There's going to be a tag-like minigame that you play, where you either pick tortoise or hare and try and tag kind of situation. Or there's also the tortoise versus hare racing type thing. Little folklore type things going along with this event series. Complete it, get coins. Those coins will be used for different items and whatnot. Typical summer event, although the Termian event that we're so used to won't be coming back. It's being replaced by this event here, themed around the Land of Morning Light. At the 2-hour and 6-minute mark, they start previewing different outfits that are going to be coming with this update, so we'll kind of thumb through these real quick with the 10-second skip. And they also show us the new bikini outfits that'll be releasing as well, or swimsuit outfits for the different character body styles there. And then at the 2-hour and 8-minute mark, they start getting into the codes, which we already covered at the start of this video. So yeah, I made sure to get you your codes first. The final little bit of information here comes at the 2-hour and 13-minute mark, where they announce that they're going to be adding some new hairstyles, as well as some new character presets that are more in line with the older styles that characters used to have back in the day. So older facial presets for some classes, as well as 2 new hairstyles. So 1, 2, 3. But with that, we have covered all of the different content that came with the Black Desert Festa, the little roadmap, whatever you want to call it. So now is your turn. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of all of this stuff. I know I'm a bit late in getting it out, but hopefully I was able to get through it pretty quickly, so you're able to enjoy that content and experience it all. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you think, and as always, thank you all so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you at the next YouTube video right here, the next Twitch live stream, over on Twitch, or wherever I happen to see you. Peace.